Welcome back to my cozy nook in South Africa, from where I'll be sharing everything that's going down in my garden this season. So for those of you that are new to the channel, I've started a series documenting everything that's going down in my garden this season, and a lot has been happening. So I did plant all the seeds that I had intended to plant. Most of them sprouted, and I've actually gone ahead and planted some of those seedlings into the ground. Luckily just in time, because the day I did that, the very next day it started raining, and I mean raining a lot. So that has been really good for the seedlings, because yes, even though it rains a lot, it stops in between and the sun does break through. So there is that great symbiosis of rain and sun. Everything is popping up quite nicely. So let's take a little walk through the garden so that we can chat about what is happening. So in the little strip that I decided to keep it just wild and let it just grow as the symbiosis allows it to grow, it really has blown my mind to see just how the plants work together. So the cilantro has all the seeds that fell off the previous season actually just started popping up everywhere, and now I've got different cilantro plants in different stages. Some of them I can still pick and eat from, some of them have already gone to flower, and now some of them are ready to seed. So I've got some dried seeds already, and I've got some green seeds, and I'm super excited about the green seeds because you can actually make really nice salad dressings from that. It's got a slightly different taste to when you actually dry the seed out. So do try that in the future if that's something that you would want to give a go. The marigolds are also popping up around everywhere. Those were also seeds that just stayed behind from the previous season, and now the marigolds are just growing and flourishing as they normally do. They are great companion plants for everything I've got in this strip, because the cabbage that had the little pest problem, that's now covered by the cilantro, but it also means that not a lot of pests can get to it at this point in time. It seems like it's doing okay, but it also is a great feeding ground for the snails because there's a lot of shade, and now, yes, it's just being eaten by the snails. So at least these are just 2 cabbage plants that is just in an experimental spot. I did plant some more cabbage in another area. Apart from that, I have gone ahead and I have sown some of the seeds from the turnip plant. So in the previous episode I made a little mistake and I said that it was radish seeds, but it is in fact my beloved turnip plant. And I've just started gathering some seeds, and I've already got
a whole bunch of seeds. That's a lot of seeds.
Just from, I've collected I've just gone and I've collected a couple of twigs. Just some of the pods. I mean, I've just harvested a little bit and I already have so much to work with. And just this alone will already be able to give me so many different plants. And there's still so many seeds that I still need to take out. Apart from that, I've just gone ahead and I've left some of the onions in the ground. So the previous season there was a farmer, and he actually took out some onions that wasn't to the best quality and gifted it to my friend, that then in turn gifted it to me. And some of those onions didn't make it to my plate, and I went and I just put it into the ground. Now I'm talking about, it must have been towards the end of the winter season. I put it in the ground and it was small. It was just normal little onions, not really anything to write home to about. And now these onions are bigger than my hand. I mean, I've been wanting to harvest it because I don't want, I've left some of it to go to flower, and the flowers even, if you look at the onion shoot, it shoots up it's almost as tall as me. So it's so amazing to watch how tall an onion plant, or just a plain onion, just the onion that you would cut. What do you mean? What is it? What's the name? Well, anyway, you know, the onion has those little shoots. So the shoots have grown as tall as me, and that has now gone to flower. But some of them I've left and they haven't gone to flower, but already they are gigantic. So I don't know what variety of onion it was, but it was obviously, I don't know if it was meant to be gigantic, because it was gifted to me as something that didn't grow to its full size. But I'm very, very happy. So in the next episode, I will be harvesting that and showing you exactly what that looks like and what I'm going to be doing with those onions. Super excited about that. My chili plant's also looking really good. It's got green and red chilies on it, and hopefully I'll be making a nice chili dressing from that. I'm looking to make fermented chili sauce, so I'm really, really excited about that one. And zinnias are growing really nicely. There needs to be some weeding done, but that's not the end of the world. With all the rain, the weeds are just popping up left, right and center. So I'll just go into the garden every now and again and just, you know, take out some weeds. So I just pull it out and drop it, not right there where I pull it out. I find a little spot, drop it down, let the sun dry it out a bit, and then I'll take it to the compost heap. So talking about the compost heap, I've now turned the compost heap into, well, I didn't turn it into anything really. The compost heap just turned itself into a potato and tomato patch, because I kept on dumping all my compost from the kitchen into my compost heap, and before I knew it, potatoes were growing and tomatoes were growing, and now I've got the snail problem, and it's the perfect place to just keep on dumping the snails for now, because they love tomato leaves. That's my logic behind dealing with them right now, because I have not found another solution as yet. Let me know in the comments down below if you've got a great solution for snails. I would love to know what your solution is. Okay, so moving on over to the other side of the garden. The apricots are doing really good. It seems to be almost ready for harvest. Some of them are starting to turn yellow. Some of them are still pretty green, but such a bountiful amount that have actually sprouted out of this tree. Really, really happy with the apricots and looking forward to a really good harvest from this tree. The fig tree took a little bit longer to start bearing fruit, but the figs are popping up, and with the fig tree on the other side of the area of the garden, the two fig trees will also produce bountiful fruits for lots of things that we can do in the kitchen. Jam, pickling, jam, soaking some of them in honey, baking with it. Come on guys, let me know in the comments down below what we can do with figs. We are going to find out what we can do with all the figs that we will harvest. I've gone ahead and I've taken out the radishes that have gone to flower and seed in this area. The box just needed to be cleaned, and I wanted to plant something else in it, so I didn't let the radishes go all the way to seed where I could actually harvest the seeds, but I did plant more radishes. So I was thinking, you know, I'll just enjoy this area that I have with the box, that I can actually plant things in that is more how do you say, controlled. So in the little box area, I've planted cabbage and I've also planted kale. So let's cross our fingers and hope that no snails make their way into this patch. I've also gone ahead and removed all the leaves in between the strawberries, but now the strawberries are looking kind of sad. They do need some nutrients, and there are no more flowers on it. As you can see, there's just a blanket of yellow flowers everywhere, and that is due to this really big tree next to the big tree that's casting this large shadow over this large part in my garden. And they seem to be best mates, but it's not really the perfect solution for me. I think that in the beginning the bees were all over the yellow flowers, which I thought were pretty cool because it was attracting a lot of pollinators into the areas where I just planted. However, the mushiness of these yellow flowers and them lying everywhere, I don't think that's really good. So what I might do next season is maybe put mulch everywhere, that I do not want those leaves or those yellow flowers to actually fall onto the ground, because I don't know if I want the, you know, all of that in working itself into the ground. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with this. I haven't started dealing with that yet, but I've planted some cucumbers, and the cucumbers seems to be flourishing, as well as some squash and some tomatoes. So this area was actually I put a little barrier up because Leo and Coco love running around here in the back, and I don't want them going near any of the plants that I've now recently planted. So in the Swiss chard area, I've actually gone ahead and planted some seedlings of giant Swiss chards. I'm so excited to see how big they are going to get, because I frequently come into the garden and pick some of the Swiss chard leaves as well as the beetroot leaves, because it's just so great to use in my cooking and as well as my salads. So looking forward to that. And on the side next to the Swiss chard, I've gone ahead and I've planted some kale and some cabbage as well. So fingers crossed, there's not a lot of sun that comes through in this area, so I really hope that they will flourish. Now moving over to the mint and lavender and rosemary patch, you can see that they are also just stretching for the sun. So it's actually quite a sad situation planting them underneath the shade. I think I'm gonna have to maybe move these 3 plants, or you know, like try and see what I'm gonna do to get more sun through to them, or to get them just in a happier state. I've gone ahead and I've planted out my Chinese cabbage in an area where Leo normally runs. So I've gone ahead and I've taken some onion plants, which has that little purple flower. Now they are not onion plants that you can actually eat, but they are really good to plant in your garden because they also deter pests, and they're just a great companion plant to plant as well. But also I've used it as a clever little guide for Leo to not run onto the Chinese cabbage. So I've actually planted it very strategically all around. But they'll grow into a nice barrier eventually, hopefully. And then also in the other area of the garden, I went ahead and I planted some more giant Swiss chard, some beans that have started popping up really nicely, sunflower, eggplant and melon, as well as some tomatoes. And I've just recently gone and direct sowed some corn in between the watermelon that I planted in this area, as well as on the sides where the beans were planted. So what that just means is they're also great for companion planting or intercropping, because the corn goes really tall and then that provides nice shade, let's say for your watermelon, because the watermelon has sort of like place to vine up, and with that shade it also provides a nice environment for your watermelons to grow. So fingers crossed. All around the garden has had some great growth from the last time that we spoke. But before I go, I need to tell you about something that happened. Just before the rain actually started pouring down quite intensively, I went outside, and I mentioned this on one of the other episodes, that you must always keep your compost heap very wet, because it can heat up and it can start a fire by itself. So what happened the other day is I noticed that yes, it's raining, but underneath where I made this patch with the leaves. Now I've used the leaves from the garden that I've gathered, as well as some of the cuttings from my grass cuttings, and I've started mixing that in with some soil and started making layers as well to try and get some good compost from that. However, I noticed that the rain doesn't really fall on that, but in the back of my mind I thought it's raining, so it's going to be wet. Luckily I went outside and I actually just like put my hand into the compost heap like a little bit deeper and felt oh, there's also ash in there from coals, so I use and from burnt wood, so whenever I make a fire I put some of the ash in there as well. But back to my story. So I took some of the compost out and it was boiling hot. Like I immediately drenched it with water. So that could have been a really bad situation had I not went and checked. So that's something that I'm really careful about now. I make sure to keep that, follow my own advice and keep that. Let me know in the comments down below what you are doing in your garden, what's growing, what's happening. Have you made any mistakes? And yes, until I see you again, stay shining and stay growing.